Jani Lane. He was the voice of a generation, the frontman of a band that defined the glam metal era. With his soaring vocals and charismatic stage presence, helped propel Warrant to the top of the charts. But behind the fame and fortune lay a turbulent life marked by personal struggles and inner demons. Born John Kennedy Oswald in Akron, Ohio, on February 1, 1964, Jani's musical journey began early. He wasn't just born into a musical family, they were practically a traveling band. With his sisters Mickey and Vicky singing, brother Eric on guitar, and Jani himself mastering drums by the age of 5. Their home was filled with the sounds of music. Growing up in Brimfield, Ohio, Jani wasn't just surrounded by music at home. His older brother Eric, already a fixture in the local music scene, would often bring his bandmates home to rehearse in the basement. Young Jani soaked it all in, these early experiences fueling his own rock and roll dreams. But it wasn't just family and basement bands that shaped his musical tastes. Cleveland's legendary radio station, WMMS, became his window to the world. Known as the Buzzard, WMS played everything from classic rock to the cutting edge, exposing Jani to a diverse range of artists and genres that would influence his own songwriting. Jani's own musical journey began with drums and guitar before he discovered his true calling as a singer. He wasn't content to just listen to music. He even adopted the stage name Mitch Dynamite while playing drums in local clubs at the age of 11. He played in a band called Siren after high school, where he was already showcasing his vocal talents alongside his drumming. From there, he formed a band called Dorian Gray, where he took center stage as the lead vocalist. It was with Plain Jane that Jani truly honed his frontman skills and began to make a name for himself in the Los Angeles music scene. He was joined in Plain Jane by Stephen Sweet, who would later become Warrant's drummer. It was during this time that he adopted the stage name Jani Lane, a moniker that would become synonymous with glam metal. In 1986, Jani Lane joined Warrant, a band on the verge of stardom. His songwriting talent and powerful vocals proved to be the missing ingredients. Their debut album, Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich, exploded onto the scene in 1989, fueled by hits like Down Boys and Heaven. Jani's lyrics, a blend of rock and roll swagger and heartfelt emotion, resonated with fans. And resonate they did. Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich went double platinum, and Warrant hit the road hard, touring relentlessly to support the album. They opened for major acts like Paul Stanley and Poison, bringing their high-energy show to arenas across America. This was the DRFSR tour, and it launched them into the big leagues. Warrant's success reached its peak with their second album, Cherry Pie, released in 1990. The album's title track, with its infectious chorus and iconic video featuring model Bobby Brown, became an anthem of the era. Jani Lane was now a household name, a rock star living the dream. The Cherry Pie World Tour that followed in 1990 and 1991 was even bigger, taking them to arenas and stadiums worldwide. They shared stages with giants like David Lee Roth and Motley Crue, cementing their status as glam metal superstars. Jani Lane was at the top of his game, captivating audiences with his voice and stage presence. But as we'll see, the road ahead would be filled with challenges. Behind the scenes, Jani battled personal demons. He struggled with alcohol and drug addiction, problems that would plague him for years to come. And it was during the whirlwind of Warrant's success that he met the woman who would become his wife, model Bobby Brown. Jani and Bobby's paths first crossed on the set of the now iconic Cherry Pie music video in 1990. Bobby, with her captivating beauty and undeniable screen presence, played the Cherry Pie girl, and sparks flew between her and Jani. Their connection was immediate and intense, a whirlwind romance fueled by passion and the excitement of the rock and roll lifestyle. They were married in July 1991, a glamorous event that captured the attention of the media and fans alike. Jani, the rock star, and Bobby the model, seemed like a match made in MTV heaven. Their daughter, Taylor, was born in 1992, bringing a new dimension to their relationship. But the pressures of fame, Jani's ongoing struggles with addiction, and the inherent challenges of navigating a high-profile relationship took their toll. Their marriage was tumultuous, marked by both passionate highs and difficult lows. After just 2 years, in 1993, Jani and Bobby divorced. Years later, Jani confided in Bobby about a deeply traumatic experience that had haunted him for years. He revealed that he had been sexually abused by a prominent rock star when he was younger. This revelation, shared in Bobby Brown's book Dirty Rocker Boys, sheds light on the pain and vulnerability that lay beneath his confident exterior. In her book, Bobby describes Jani's confession, detailing how the abuse had affected him deeply. "He told me he had been molested as a kid by a big rock star," she writes. "It was awful. It had messed him up for years, that he was damaged goods." Jani believed this abuse contributed significantly to his spiral into addiction. It's a heartbreaking reminder of the hidden struggles many people face, especially those in the spotlight. The abuse, he felt, left him with deep emotional scars and a sense of shame that he carried with him throughout his life. In 2019, during an interview to promote her book, Cherry on Top, flirty, 40-something, and funny as fuck, Brown was asked about a claim within that book. Specifically, that there was no Me Too movement during the time when Jani could have used it the most. That's when Brown dropped this bomb.
At the moment that he admitted he was drugged and raped by a member of a famous heavy metal band and their manager, it was devastating to hear. He admitted this to me before his death. It was traumatizing to watch him reveal those things and how much it had affected his life up to that point. When we were married, I had no clue. This occurred when he was just starting out on the strip. So when I'm hearing all of this with him, I'm crying with him. I was going, we have to do something. We have to say something. He was like, no. It was a humiliation for a man to be in that position. It's so emasculating and humiliating. It would have been humiliating for him, so we couldn't say anything. Instead, he lived with this anger inside. He felt like he couldn't say anything because he was a man. He was raised to be a man, not to cry. It was all mind-fucking. I could see how it would have been devastating and humiliating for him to speak up. I got his perspective from it, but at the same time I felt so hopeless for him, knowing that he felt he couldn't say anything and wouldn't. That affected him greatly his whole life. It was part of the reason he drank.
Jani's time with Warrant was a roller coaster. By the early 90s, tensions were brewing within the band. The grunge movement was shaking up the music scene, and glam metal bands like Warrant were facing a decline in popularity. There were also creative differences and disagreements about the band's musical direction. Jani, the primary songwriter, felt constrained and wanted to explore different styles. In 1993, after the release of their third album, Dog Eat Dog, which had a heavier, less poppy sound than their previous work, Jani decided to step away from Warrant, that he officially left the band to pursue a solo career, hoping to have more creative freedom and control over his music. This departure marked a turning point in his life, that he embarked on a solo career that proved to be more challenging than he anticipated. He rejoined Warrant briefly in 1994 and again in 2000, but those reunions were short-lived. The music industry had changed, and glam metal's popularity had waned. Jani struggled to recapture the success he had enjoyed in the early 90s. He released his solo album, Back Down to One, in 2003, showcasing his songwriting talents and powerful vocals. But the album failed to achieve commercial success, and Jani's personal struggles continued to overshadow his musical endeavors. In 2004, he formed a new band called Saints of the Underground with Carrie Kelly and Bobby Blotzer. They released one album, Love the Sin, Hate the Sinner, in 2008, but the project didn't gain much traction. Throughout these years, Jani's battle with addiction raged on, he was in and out of rehab, trying desperately to overcome his demons. He spoke openly about his struggles in interviews, expressing his desire to get healthy and regain control of his life. In 2007, in a very public attempt to get back on track, Jani appeared on the reality TV show Celebrity Fit Club. He shed some light on his past, his regrets, and his determination to turn things around. Viewers saw glimpses of the charismatic and talented Jani they remembered, but his struggles were evident. Despite his efforts, the demons proved difficult to conquer. Jani's health deteriorated, and his once powerful voice began to show the strain of years of substance abuse. On August 11th, 2011, Jani Lane was found dead in a hotel room in Woodland Hills, California. The cause of death: acute alcohol poisoning. He was only 47 years old. His passing sent shockwaves through the music world, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating grip of addiction.
What room number is the patient in?
Room 118.
Okay, room 118. So are you there?
No, I'm calling at the lobby. I work at the front desk.
Okay, so what's the problem there? Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, well, the housekeeping, when they're about to clean the room, well, they knocked the room like for 3 times, and then he didn't open the door, and then finally opened.
Okay.
One of the housekeeping, like, he checked the guy like maybe he's dead because
And so how old, do you know about how old approximate age the patient is?
Maybe like 50s.
Jani Lane's story is a reminder that even those who seem to have it all can be fighting hidden battles and demons. His music continues to inspire and entertain, but his legacy is also a cautionary tale about the dangers of fame and the devastating impact of addiction. Jani Lane, the voice of Warrant, left us too soon, but his music will live on. Jani's journey was one of both triumph and tragedy, that he achieved incredible success, writing and performing songs that became the soundtrack of a generation. But he also faced immense challenges, battling personal demons that ultimately led to his untimely demise. His story prompts us to reflect on the complexities of fame and the importance of compassion. It reminds us that behind every rock star, every celebrity, is a human being with their own struggles and vulnerabilities. What is your favorite Jani Lane song? Heaven? Cherry Pie? I Saw Red? Or Uncle Tom's Cabin? We hope you enjoyed this look back at the life and career of Jani Lane. He was a true rock icon, and his music continues to resonate with fans around the world. So now, Rock Rebels, what did you think of Jani's story? Did you have a favorite Warrant song or memory? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're a fan of 80s and 90s rock, be sure to subscribe to Backstage Pass for more in-depth documentaries and rockumentaries. We got a whole library of videos on your favorite artists, albums, and eras. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on our latest releases. Until next time, Rock Rebels, live life loud.